Okay na? Hi everyone! Hi guys! I'm back! Today we're gonna talk about some other things. So I've been talking about the new normal, but now I want to just talk about the old normal. In the past, I've been traveling. I really love to travel. I've been around the world, kind of. Like, I've been to a few countries. And today, I just want to talk about a place that I really, really love, Africa. Specifically, Namibia. Okay? You ready? You want to join me in my journey? Come on, let's go. Okay, and so we are in Namibia. Ta-da! So as you can see here, I look like the Prince of Persia, my friend said. And here we have one of my most favorite people in the world. Shout out to her. She is very supportive of me. Si Ate Lisa. Okay, so as you can see here, I am trying to lead her up the sand dunes of Namib. That's the oldest desert in the world. Okay, so we are with Ate Lucy. She's the one in the white shirt. So as you can see, she's very tired now. Okay, and I'm just leading her up the place, up the sand dunes. Side note, actually the Namib desert has been the site of some interesting movies that have been shot. The movie The Cell with Jennifer Lopez was actually shot in the Namib desert. And then Mad Max, the one with Charlize Theron, was shot there as well. And one of my other favorites, the remake of Flight of the Phoenix. I love the original one. And then the remake with Dennis Quaid, they were also shot in the Namib desert. Okay, so the Namib desert is actually a pretty awesome place. Now we have here me in front of an elephant. So I kind of gained a lot of weight here because I actually spent a year in Namibia. And so I subsisted on a diet of deer meat, pork, lamb, and a lot of other delicious dishes, mostly meat based, and pap. Okay, and this was coming out of winter, so yeah, I gained a lot of weight. Okay, so this is me at a resort, right? And this is at a what do you call that, safari. Okay, so you can see the elephants at the back. Okay, so actually my work in Namibia was as a communications and advocacy consultant. We basically me and a colleague of mine, we actually created this huge project funded by the European Union. So we made the project proposal, which the EU approved. So I was like the one who handled I helped handle the like financial aspect of it. So what happened was we traveled all over Namibia, training stakeholders to basically do their own communication campaign activities on HIV/AIDS. So yeah, I forgot to mention to you guys that one. So actually my work was as a communications and advocacy consultant on HIV/AIDS for a center there, a legal assistance center. So I actually worked with a lot of local lawyers. Okay, so at that time, okay, in that area, HIV/AIDS was that's one of the things that we worked on. And basically we were pushing for the rights of people living with HIV/AIDS. So we wanted the government to and people to respect the rights of people with HIV/AIDS, and we wanted companies and other people to respect their rights. Like, just because you're living with HIV/AIDS doesn't mean you cannot get a job. Just because you're living with HIV/AIDS doesn't mean you get denied your benefits and things like that. So yeah, I really enjoyed my time there. This one is actually pretty cool. This one was actually pretty cool. This is one of my most unforgettable experiences. So I went, my friend at Elisa, she basically had me chaperone a bunch of kids. So here I am, in one of my favorite places in the world. This is the second biggest Grand Canyon in the world, the first being in the United States. This one spans the length of Namibia, and it goes all the way to like the border with South Africa. It's 5 days, 20 kilometers every day. Okay, no internet, no cell phone signal, no nothing, no cabins, no hotels, no nothing. So basically, we carried our packs with us, 50 kilograms, which is actually my weight. And then we survived on canned goods and, peanuts, raisins, and meat jerky. Yes. So yeah. So this was in the middle of a very, very dry summer, like just 40 degrees Celsius. So this is me like with my pack, and this is me with a very tanned face. Yeah, so you can see I had very long hair before because, well, basically I was saving money. Okay, this next one is in Walvis Bay. This is me with my coworker Alex and Gabe's. Okay, so we were conducting a training there, and then this is in the Namib Desert as well, and we were just taking a break and goofing around and taking pictures. Side note, the time that I went there, actually, we went there at Walvis, and we missed Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt by a few days. So, missed opportunity. Right, so this is me with one of my favorite shirts. This, as you can see from the photo, that's my South Korea shirt, because I had been there like a year before, I think, and I was actually very proud of it. And then my students told me, it's so funny that you wear that shirt because it just says South Korea in Hangul. So this place is actually the border of Namibia, Angola, and I think Zimbabwe. So you see that very large river there. Not good for swimming. You try to swim there and you will probably not survive. There are a lot of crocodiles and snakes and all that stuff. Side note, Africa is actually home to the most poisonous snakes in the world. So you need to be very careful when you go there. There's one snake where if you get bitten, the cure for that snake bite is to find a very large tree, lie down on the ground, back to the tree, and wait to die. Yeah, so you need to be very careful. There was one time I went to pee. I know, TMI, but this kind of taught me the habit of checking the toilet, because there was like a huge poisonous black snake coiled around under the sink. Okay, so it wasn't gonna bite me because it had freshly fed on a bird. You can see parts of the bird, the partially digested bird. Okay, you can see the feathers. You can see the bird trying to escape, but it failed. So yeah. So since then, I've had this very irrational fear that there will be snakes in toilet bowls. So I'm always very careful about that. I always check the toilets right now if there are snakes there. I know it's weird, but it's true. Okay, so this is just me again with the PowerPoint. Yes. And then, okay, so after that training, we went to We went to Katima Mulilo, which is the border of Namibia, Zimbabwe, and Zambia. Okay, so I didn't have my passport then. You could actually just cross the border for $50 US and be in Zimbabwe, because it's just like a very simple border. It was like missed opportunity, but it's also fine because it's probably more of same. Okay, here we have one of my favorites, the traditional way of eating meat. This is the braai. They have the most delicious that's what I remember. They have the most delicious meat in Namibia. Like, it's just so amazing. Like, and then when I went back to the Philippines, when I came back here, it was never the same. The meat here does not compare to the kind of meat they produce. It's basically their specialty. Anyone who's been to Africa would probably say the same, or anyone who's been to Namibia will say the same. Okay, so I don't know what secret ingredient the meat has, but definitely when we have braais are, when you say braai, that's like the South African or the Namibian barbecue. It's very delicious. And then they have this secret ingredient that I was unable to take home. I think they only have that there. Right, so this is me in the hotel room, just chilling before my training. So you can see there, I have a thick jacket because this is actually us coming out of winter. It was still pretty cold, but not too cold that you cannot wear shorts. Yes, I know it's confusing. Okay, this one is napami worms. Mapami worms, sorry. Very delicious, very crunchy. So my goal in life is to try at least as much strange food as I can. So in Namibia, I tried this one. A lot of my colleagues thought it was very disgusting. So sometimes I just ate it to just basically get that kind of reaction from them. Usually, like my British coworkers, they're like, "Oh, that's so disgusting," but it was okay for me. Actually, because it's worms, it's actually protein. So actually, one time we during training, like that was a like a month-long training. We traveled to like all of these towns. And you know, in Namibia, there's a lot of like German influence. So they have like the Autobahn. This is like the long and winding straight highway where you can see nothing but desert and bush for miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Okay, so it could be like hours or maybe even days. Just kidding. It could be hours before you see like the next town. So actually, I also lived on worms, but then like I remember my coworker was couldn't stand it, like because the 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 car, it was a, I think, yeah, it was a car, was close, and then we had the air conditioner, the AC on. So she finally said like, please stop eating that because the smell really stuck inside the car. Yeah. Okay, so this one is one of the traditional food in Namibia. This is pap, which I really love. You can do a lot of things with pap. It could be, because this is the staple food. We in the Philippines we have rice. In some parts of the world you have potatoes. In Namibia you have pap, which is made of wheat as well. So you could have yogurt with it, which is one of my favorites. It's very delicious. That's probably contributed to the weight gain. And then we have chicken, native chicken, cooked Namibian style. It's also very delicious. So you can see there the glass. That's the glass of also pap, but in juice form. Also very good. But then again, I'll eat anything. So I'm actually the perfect person to go to Namibia. In fact, they told me in Namibia I have the heart of an African, which is like, for me, the highest compliment ever. So I remember when I was in Namibia, they really loved Filipinos because at that time they were showing Jericho Rosales and Christine Hermosa. I think it was Pangako Sayo, which had gone off there already like for a few years, but it was still wildly popular in Namibia. So pap, food, delicious, must try if you ever go there. So this one, again, a seminar that is one of the traditional huts, which I'd always dreamed of like spending time in. But the huts are usually in the towns, the smaller towns away from the city. And I was based in the city in Windhoek, so we had like apartments and residences and things like that. So this one is in the city, so a bit of that. That's the Kalahari Sands Hotel. Okay, that's actually the center. That's the city center. Okay, and these are the souvenirs, all made of wood. Very nice. Okay, this is me again doing some training. Oh, this one is me doing training with high school kids on HIV/AIDS, and then just kind of giving them some feedback on that. Oh, this is me with my coworker from South Africa. She's a lawyer. Pretty cool. She's very cool. We visited. This is like I don't know. I forgot the place, but this is like up north, like extremely up north. Um, and these are like the indigenous tribes of Namibia. I don't know if you've watched that movie, The Gods Must Be Crazy. These are them. Okay, these are I think Himba women. Yes. They're very cool. I'm very like very proud of their culture, and then they're preserving their their beliefs and so on. Okay, this is us like I think the first week when we got to Namibia, like just some of the locals welcoming us. This was actually the uh, what is that, orientation, because we're required to go through an orientation. Okay. Oh, this is me with my colleagues. One is from Ireland. That's yeah. Okay. One is from Ireland and one is from the UK. Right. Okay. Right. This is the Namib Desert again. Oh, this is me with my roommates from housemates, basically, from the place where we stay. This is actually us celebrating, I think, the New Year. I think either the New Year or Christmas. One of my coworkers that's from Kenya. She'd only stayed with us for a short time, and then the other one is from India. She'd already been with us for with us our organization. It's a volunteer organization. She'd already been with us for like a couple of years or so, I think, and then she actually was already preparing to go home to India. So yeah. Oh, this is pretty cool. Yeah, this is the Autobahn, and I wanted to take a photo of it because this is the only place in the world where you have a sign that warns you about sand, but it's actually for a good reason, because there are a lot of sandstorms in, well, not a lot, but there can be like sandstorms that can be so thick the visibility could be very low, or it could be zero. So yeah, they had to warn motorists about that. And I think that ends our video about Namibia. I hope you enjoyed it. I certainly did. Oh, and by the way, shout out to all those people who liked, shared, commented, and subscribed to my video channel. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. You guys take care. Bye.